Captain Coochie's Key Lime Pies. For years, comment sections on random news articles, small blogs, and YouTube videos were plagued by a very specific, bizarre type of spam. Starting around the late 2000s, across thousands of different websites, an unknown user was leaving massive walls of text about a restaurant called Captain Coochie's Key Lime Pie Factory. The comments were incredibly hard to read. Almost every single word was capitalized, and the sentences rambled on about wild topics. One paragraph might have talked about government conspiracies or famous celebrities, while the next would suddenly switched to praising the unbelievable taste of Captain Coochie's Key Lime Pie. At first, people just brushed it off as normal internet spam, but as the years went by, the comments never stopped. They kept appearing on cooking forums, small local news sites, and even random art pages. Because the messages were so widespread and lasted for over a decade, people realized this was not just a passing joke. Amateur internet detectives gathered to figure out what was happening. The first major clue was the sheer volume of the comments. Many users theorized that it had to be a bot designed to automatically post spam across the web. However, people noticed that the comments would occasionally reply directly to other users and change topics based on current events. A simple spam bot from that era would not be smart enough to do that. The mystery deepened when people started looking closely at the language. Some believed the rambling stories were actually coded messages. They thought international spies or criminal groups might be using the public comments to communicate, using the phrase key lime pie as a secret code word for something illegal. To get to the bottom of it, people decided to search for the restaurant itself. Surprisingly, they found that Captain Coochie's was a real place that used to be located in North Carolina. However, public records showed that the restaurant had closed its doors years before the weird comments even began appearing online. This discovery only confused people more. Why would a criminal ring use a closed-down restaurant as their secret code? Or if it was an advertising campaign, why try to sell pies from a place that no longer existed? Some people then suggested it was an elaborate online puzzle game created for entertainment, but usually those games have clues that lead to an ending. These comments just went on and on without leading anywhere. Eventually, the true story surfaced. The real-life owner of the closed restaurant was a man named Oswald Pelaez, who proudly went by the nickname Captain Coochie. By digging into his background and his public social media profiles, investigators realized that Oswald himself was the mysterious poster. There was no secret criminal code and no bots. Oswald was simply a very eccentric older man who was battling severe, late-stage multiple sclerosis with a unique personality and a very unusual way of typing. Even though his restaurant had closed down, he was still incredibly proud of the business he had built and the pies he used to bake. So, in his free time, he would browse the internet, read random articles, and manually type out his thoughts. He liked to mix his personal opinions on the world with fond memories of his famous key lime pie. He did this for years simply because he enjoyed it.